Hello, this is Edward Lucas Camacho with the Hollywood Times. Here with us today is Sydney Thackray. Thank you so much for joining us. So, you're the youngest American knighted by the Pope. What does that mean to you?
What it was really about is I took an oath to help people always and be where the problems are so I can solve them. And it was more about the oath for me because I made a promise to people that I was going to help the world in whatever way I can. I think that was the most beautiful part about all of it is it was all the ceremony and pompous behind it, but the main part was that I made a promise to myself and others that I would do my best to change the world for the better.
All right, very good. So, any thoughts on how this can honor can help the causes that you take part in?
It definitely gives me a new social presence, I'd say. Like people will know that I have a good background and that I really mean what I'm going to say now that I have this honor. But I think this is just a small part in everything I do. Like it wasn't like I got this honor and then I'm going to do all these things. It's like I'm doing all these things and then they gave me this honor.
So, can you walk us through this process of how you became a knight?
So I met Prince Lorenzo de' Medici during one of his art exhibits, and we started talking and we became really good friends. And when he found out my backstory in my life, he invited me to get knighted. I filled out an application, and the Vatican had to approve me, and a board, about 30 people, had to approve me, and they liked me, so I got to go to Rome.
Oh, that's great. So your title is Dame, right?
Yes.
So, oh, can I just ask, does any of your friends kind of kid you about that title or
A little bit. I think just a bit. Like some people kneel on the ground and stuff.
right, of course. So there are five categories of the papal knighthood, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
branch.
which one are you?
I'm Saint Martin.
Same one. Okay. And so you're not just active in different causes, you're also an actress, correct?
Yes, so I'm currently working on a film that is going to be a very big box office thriller. I'm preparing for that right now, and then we'll be shooting in the next few months.
Okay. Any chance you can share the title with us or not yet?
Uh,
Not yet. Okay, that's fine. Very coy. I like that. So, your mother was an actress too, wasn't she?
She
Is
was.
that kind of where is that kind of where you get it from, or are you just not going out on your own, or a little of both?
I think a little bit of both. I think me and my mother are very similar. We definitely went down a similar path. I mean, she moved to the US when she was 18, built companies, was really an entrepreneur. And I think I'm trying my best to follow in those footsteps because she laid out quite a path for me. Um, I was able to get into acting at a very young age because I got like my first role at 3 because I played her daughter in a movie. So I think that's what kind of exposed me to the world. And the second I was on set, I fell in love with it. And I was like, this is what I have to do. This is my path, my purpose.
What do you enjoy most about it?
Um, I think it's really beautiful to step into something that's not yourself and to portray a character that people can relate to. So if I show on screen someone going through a hard time or someone going through a happy time, you're going to relate to that. And it might be something I've never experienced before, but I get to portray that for someone else. And I think it's a really beautiful thing. I mean, it's such a great art form.
Mhm. So, do you have like a favorite project that you've done so far, or not quite yet?
I did a film called Faith Fighter that ended up going to Cannes, and that was a beautiful project because I also got to be a producing partner on that. And it was originally supposed to be, do you know the TV show The Circuit?
Yes.
It was originally just supposed to be an episode of the TV show The Circuit, but because we did so well together, we ended up turning it into an entire film.
That sounds awesome.
It was
So, so I want to go through back to when you were knighted. How was the ceremony?
It was really beautiful. So it's a private chapel that people aren't allowed to go into except for the president of Italy goes there for a weekly service.
Mhm.
And it was also the place that Michelangelo resided throughout his life. So all the works in there, a lot of them were done by Michelangelo, and it's the only church that hasn't been touched by war. So it's actually built on the second story. The entire bottom of the church is filled in with concrete and has like a beautiful outside, making it look like it's a church. So they decided that they would build it on the top. So when war came, World War One, World War Two came, people were kind to come and steal the gold from these churches, and they tried to steal it from this church. It didn't really work out well for them because they were just hitting concrete.
Oh,
So it's the only church that's been preserved for hundreds and hundreds of years.
it's incredible. So you described it very well. If you can describe your overall experience with that whole process and the whole ceremony and everything, if you could just sum it down to just one word, what would it be and why?
Divine. I would say I felt like walking up to the steps, walking in front of the bishop and in front of Prince Lorenzo. I felt like I was being ordained. I was like becoming a warrior for God. And that's really what it is. Like a knight is a warrior for God, someone here to fight for good. And I was getting directly given that honor. And that was a really beautiful thing. And now I feel like my purpose is very set in stone. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Very good. So out of all of your charities that you're doing right now, what was the first one that you started on?
Um, the first charitable thing I ever did was it's called blanking on the name. I started when I was really young. Special Spirit. And I donated my horse to them and then I worked with them for a little bit. They basically do horse therapy for special children. So kids with Down syndrome and autism, they use horse therapy as a way to communicate and feel closer to animals and to kind of be your own person through the sport of horse riding.
Hmm. So some people can say that they had like a calling of some kind. Did you feel that way? And if so, what was it like?
So I think it's interesting for me because I had my spiritual awakening when I was really young. I mean, my mom had her spiritual awakening when she got pregnant with me. And from that experience, she sold her company, stopped everything she was doing, and became a spiritual speaker and writer. And we traveled the world studying different religions to kind of figure out where we fit. And then during that time, I grew up in this environment where I was traveling the world, learning from all these different people. Like I worked with the Druids in England and the White Witches and Katat from Eat, Pray, Love in Bali. And those experiences led me to believe that there is light everywhere and there is positive energy and positive people everywhere, all over the world. So that is like my spiritual side of it. And then from that, I made my own belief that anything I'm guided towards, any opportunity that is shown to me, I must take it because there's a reason it was given to me. So it's not like I'm being pulled towards something. It's more like things are being shown to me and then I have to take them because I've made an oath to take them, you know?
So, this is obviously a Jubilee year for Catholics, the Pilgrims of Hope as the theme. Are you using this year as an opportunity for any other services or any of your charities?
Right now, I'm working on a vitamin company to help people after drug use, to help them get their body back to working source. So that's one of the projects I'm working on. I'm very focused on the film I'm doing and an album that I'm working on as well. But it's kind of like whatever opportunities show themselves. If a charity comes to me and wants to work with me, then I have to accept it.
So, a lot of us not and here in America felt joy about Pope Leo. He's our first Pope out of here in America. Where were you when the news was broke?
Um, I was at home in bed freaking out. I was very surprised that we got an American Pope, and then I actually asked Lorenzo why we had an American Pope and why we haven't had an Italian Pope for a while, and he was like, "Because Italians are too competitive; they want to elect themselves."
Yeah, the
I
split vote split
really
between them, huh?
like, I think from a political standpoint, it's definitely going to help America a lot. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, um, but I guess we'll see. I
And what are your personal feelings about Pope Leo? What do you think of him so far?
mean, he's been doing an amazing job. He's doing great. I don't think a pope can really do bad, honestly.
That's true. So I guess the last question I have for you is so all of this that's you're doing, your acting work, your charity work, and everything like that. Is there anything special you want to say to any young Catholics out there that also want to get out there and make a difference?
I don't think just particularly Catholics. I think anyone young. I think these days a lot of young people feel like there's blockages. Like if you are struggling within yourself, that you won't be able to achieve something. And that is not true at all. I think just the belief that you can do literally anything you want to and genuinely believe it and genuinely feel it, no matter your age, no matter what you look like, no matter where you are in the world, it is completely possible. And if you just open up yourself to those ideas, opportunity is going to come. Like I've had this happen in my life so many times. I remember I was 17 and my mom mentioned this thing called World Economic Forum. And I was like, that sounds really cool. I really want to do it. And about a week later, I got invited to be the creative director of a venture studio. And the first thing we did was World Economic Forum. So I think the biggest thing I've noticed in my life is if you just open up yourself to know that there's more out there and know that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve, you don't have that blockage stopping you. And then I think the other positive thing you can do is if you really know what you want to do and you're really set on something, reach out to someone doing that and follow them and learn from them. People love to teach
All
other
right.
people.
Yeah, that's I like that. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best. And we can't wait for your new movie, which you still can't tell us about, right?
I can't tell you no.
Okay, can't take. All right, that's okay. Please don't Tom Holland this, and not just not blab it out to everybody. Okay.
Fear.
Okay. Thank you so much.